Good evening from Bangkok, Thailand. I'm here at the Boss Suites. Boss Suites, really nice place, as you can maybe tell. Q&A today. Got a few questions. I'm gonna go over like the top 4 questions, top 5 questions people have been asking me lately. First one: how do I make a living? How do I afford to travel the world and do what I do here in Thailand specifically? How do I make all my money? How do I stay afloat? Well, I got one of these things. It's called an SD card, and basically it allows you to film a lot of footage on a camera, stick it in the computer, and you can upload stuff like this. I'm making this particular video on my iPhone, but anyways, I self-advertise. I advertise who I am. I advertise TEDCAR. TEDCAR is a brand. And because I do so much advertising, because so many people watch my videos, so many thousands of people on YouTube and Facebook, and few hundred on Instagram as well, because so many people know who TEDCAR is, it's just a numbers game. So the more people who know who I am, the more people are going to be willing to pay me for coaching. So I do coaching. That's my number one source of income. I'm a certified plant-based nutritionist. I'm a certified personal trainer, but both certificates have expired. Both certificates have expired long ago. They expired long ago, but I still do the coaching. Why is that? Because I have many years of experience at it, and I love it so much, and I guess people pick up on that energy and they want coaching. So coaching is my number one source of income. That's how I stay afloat. And the second source of income would be YouTube. I make enough from YouTube to pay my rent, sometimes pay my cell phone bill as well. So that's awesome. And third source of income is ebook sales. So I sell ebooks. I sell maybe a couple ebooks a week at the most lately, and I made the ebook last year. So the ebook's been out for a year, and I sell about 1 to 2 copies a week on average. Before I left Thailand, though, I had a fruit business. I bought and sold bulk fruit. So I had a little fruit co-op. Everyone came to my house, like 12 to 15 people a week came to my house to pick up a bunch of fruit every Wednesday, every Thursday. I think it was every Thursday. And I made a lot of money from that, made a lot of profit on that. I only bumped up things like 5, 10, 15% at the most, but when you get hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars worth of produce, 5, 10, 15% really adds up. So I sold that business to a friend right before I left for Thailand, so it gave me a big lump sum there. And I also was doing a lot of one-on-one, face-to-face, hands-on personal training. So I made a lot of money from doing personal training as well, charging 25, 35, 40 bucks an hour doing that. But now I'm doing Skype coaching. I charge more than that. So just a few Skype sessions a week, a few Skype sessions a month pay for pretty much everything in Thailand. That's great. And that's basically it. Next question, second question I get a lot is, Ted, how do you get started with health coaching? How do you actually get the clients? So many people ask me this, and it's interesting because I never asked that question. I just started doing health coaching. I did it for free at first. It was lifestyle coaching. I just did it for free. Personal training, actually. Started with personal training, and then I got into some lifestyle coaching. But it was just all for free initially. Helped with some friends. It's not something you do automatically. Like you want to do something badly enough, you just go and do it. And then after a while, you're like, hey, I'm actually getting pretty good at this. I'm helping people get results. I'm just going to charge a little bit. So then you start charging people. I started charging people $15. Then it bumped up to $20. Then it bumped up to 25, 30, 35, 40, 50 bucks. 50 bucks an hour for personal training one-on-one. But usually it was like 40 bucks at the highest. A lot of clients though at 20. So each client differed. It depended where I started them at. If I started someone at 15 bucks, a couple years later I was still charging them 15 bucks. If I started someone at 20 bucks, a couple years later I was still charging them 20 bucks. I think with a few clients I bumped it up 5 bucks one year, but anyways, just start. Do it for free, and word gets out. Word gets out. People start talking. People start getting results. Like, oh my god, how come your arms are so jacked? How come your arms are so lean? The girl's like, oh, go see Ted. And so girls would come see me, and then old ladies would be like, oh, my hip's gotten a lot better. And they're at the golf and country club, and the old other ladies are like, oh, how did your hip get better? And this ladies would be like, oh, this young kid named Ted. So old ladies would come see me, and I'd go to seminars, I'd go to workshops, and I'd meet other old people. I'd meet older people, and they would want some help with their fitness, with their health, with their lifestyle. So they would enlist me to help them. So I'd go to their house and help them out. They'd come to my house and I'd help them out. So it's just something that, if you ask me how I did it, I don't even know. I just did it. There's no formula for it other than take what you love to do, plus do it. equals success. Take what you love to do, add the action of actually doing it, and that will equal success. That's it. That's the formula. Do what you want to do. Just do it. 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 Because you love to do it. You don't need another reason. Just do it because you love to do it. You don't need another reason. Just do it because you love to do it. You don't need another reason. You don't need another reason. You don't need to charge. Charge eventually if you want. But you don't need to charge initially. You don't need a certificate initially. Just do it, man. Just do it. Third question, Ted, how do you actually stay in Thailand for so long? How come you're not going over the border every 30 days? Well, when you first come to Thailand, you're going to get a 30-day visa. Everybody gets a 30-day visa at the airport, Bangkok Airport, Chiang Mai Airport, wherever you arrive. You get a 30-day visa stamped in your passport. That's your visa. After 30 days, you can go to the Thai immigration office and extend it for 15 days, I think. That costs like $15 or something, or $20-30 tops, so you can send it for another 15 days, and then you definitely got to leave the country. Once you leave the country, you can either go to Laos or Malaysia. Those are the top two I would recommend. Malaysia, recommend it more than Laos. A bit more expensive, but way better fruit, way better vibes. So you go to Laos, you go to Malaysia. Once you're there, you go to the Thai embassy in Malaysia, in Laos, and you say, here's my passport. You fill out some forms, say, please give me a 90-day visa. And they say, okay, come back tomorrow. So you come back the following day, and you pick up you get your forms back, and you get your passport back, and you open your passport, and your fingers are crossed. I hope I got the visa, You open it up, yeah, I got the 90-day visa, awesome. And you're good to go. So you go back to Thailand, you get 90 days, and then after 90 days is up, again, you go out to Malaysia or to Laos or somewhere else, Philippines, wherever you want to go, Australia. And when you're in that country, outside of Thailand, you go to that embassy. You go to the Thai embassy and you ask for another 90 days. So you can keep going to the same embassy if you want. I think you can go to the same embassy like 2 or 3 times in a row and then switch embassies. But it's all good. You can keep doing that over and over and over and over again. That's one option. The second option is to get a study visa, which I don't know much about, other than there's a lot of people getting them because it's quite simple to do. You simply register for a school of some sort, a course for some sort, and then you do what they tell you to do. I don't, like I said, I'm not an expert in getting a study visa, but you can get a study visa, and that's good for 1 year. After that 1 year, I think it's maybe even good for longer than that, but I think they start you at 1 year. After that, you renew it and get another one. It's either called study visa or education visa. The third option is called a volunteer visa. Third option, volunteer visa. And that's what I have right now. I'm with an organization. Don't want to go too much into it, but because it's full, they don't just allow anyone into the organization. But yeah, I'm with a volunteer organization, and that grants me 1 year. So I get a year in Thailand, and after that I can renew it for another year, renew it for another year. So if volunteering is something you want to do as well, just type in volunteer organizations in Thailand. Get specific with the city you want to be in, like Chiang Mai or Bangkok or Phuket, wherever. Volunteer organizations in Phuket, and then just go there and get your volunteer visa. So some things are required. You do have to get some blood work done at the doctor. Make sure you're HIV free. Make sure you're HIV negative. Make sure you're in good standing health. And then that's basically it. Yeah, you might have to leave for a day and come back with a 3-month, 90-day visa. And then once that 90-day visa is up, then your volunteer visa kicks into action. So those are some options there. That was a long ass question to a short question, but you got options. You got options. You can either do the 30-day visa as soon as you arrive and just keep renewing the 30-day, which is crazy. You might as well go out, get a 90-day, come back. Or you can look into a study visa, education visa, or a work visa, or get married to a Thai lady and get like a marriage visa or something where you can stay for a long time. And then last question here, Ted, what are your thoughts on Annie, Jill, and Joe at the moment? And Durian Rider, making a mess of it all. Durian Rider is just, man, he's blunt, he's a cutthroat, that guy. That guy just goes up to you with a razor. He doesn't care if you've got shaving cream on. He just starts hacking away. If you're not prepared, you're going to get cut up. So he's not the type of guy to lather you first and then give you a smooth shave. He just goes right up to you and cuts you. So he's cut a bunch of people up in the hopes that they be more transparent, as he likes to say, and just start making more YouTube videos. He loves people to make YouTube videos. That Darren Ryder loves people to do what he does. So if he gets a vasectomy, he wants you to get a vasectomy. If he rides a bike, he wants you to ride a bike. If he eats 100% raw vegan, he wants you to eat 100% raw vegan. When he starts eating cooked food again, he probably wants you to eat some cooked food as well. And when he starts making YouTube videos, he bangs them out and bangs them out and bangs them out and bangs them out and bangs them out, and he gets great success with it. He, of course, is going to want you and everyone else to start making YouTube videos as well. He wants everyone to do what he does. That's Darren Ryder style. And it works. It works for a lot of people. It gets people to take action. He's so convincing because he loves what he does. So Joe, Annie, and Jill weren't making the YouTube videos quick enough, so he started scuffling it up a bit more, making some crazy claims, saying that I don't even want to repeat. I don't want to go into it. But he just makes things crazier than they actually are, or accidentally says things that aren't actually 100% true, and it makes a big difference in the big scheme of things. But anyways, what are my thoughts on Annie, Joe, and Jill? I already made a video about it. You can check that out. Post it in the link. I'll post the link in the description. If you want to know my final say on it, just watch the I hope it's still up, the conversation that Jill may have posted, or Jill may have posted that conversation. It's the audio recording of the meeting that Annie, Joe, and Jill and some other people had together, where Joe straight up admits all these things, saying that, yes, I harassed you, I'm sorry, I'm surprised how nice you're being given the circumstances, etc. Joe says some pretty revealing things on there. But then again, the next day he says, hey, everything I said in that video, I take it back because I was just scared. I was just feeling intimidated that you guys were intimidating me, and I thought I was going to lose my house and have to, whatever, get into big trouble. So, yeah, it's just a weird situation. Of course, I'm friends with Annie and Jill. I was friends with Joe before. I haven't talked to Joe much, basically at all. I sent him a message. He sent me a message back on Facebook, but haven't met up with Joe since the situation. I met up with Annie and Jill a couple times since the situation, and good vibes between those two girls. And yeah, if I see Joe, I'm not gonna hold any hard feelings, but it's just weird, man. Weird what happened. Like I said, I made a video about it, but just watch the conversation that Annie, Joe, and Jill and some other people had together. It's all recorded. It's transcripted. You can read everything. But you gotta make up your own decision in life, man. Don't be like, hey, what do you think? What do you think of this? Like, you can, I guess, you can ask people that, but don't just take everyone. Sorry, phone call there, interrupted. Yeah, take everyone's advice, take everyone's word with a grain of celery salt, but make up your own mind. Watch Joe's videos and watch Jill's videos, and when Annie puts them up, watch her videos, and make up your mind on that. I've already made a video about it. I think Annie and Jill, amazing girls, beautiful hearts, beautiful faces, beautiful bodies. Everything about them is awesome. With Joe, I felt the same thing when I met him. I thought he was just a big teddy bear. And then I started hearing all these stories about it. I totally tainted my image of him. But again, that's just hearsay. That's just from what other people said. As much as I trust Annie and Jill, I gotta understand that that's just their side of the story. I haven't even spoken to Joe personally one-on-one yet. I'm sure once I do, he'll somehow convince me that his side is the right side, and I'm supposed to believe him. But as soon as you go and talk to Annie and Jill, you're supposed to believe them. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. All that really matters is who do you vibe with most. Who do you vibe with most? What Joe did is something that Ted Carr, would never do. But if I were Joe, I would have done exactly what he did. And if I were Annie and Jill, I would have done exactly what they did, given the situation. But Ted Carr, would never have done what Annie and Jill did, and Ted Carr, would never have done what Joe did. But if I was Joe, I would have done what he did, and if I was Annie and Jill, I would have done what they did as well. So you put yourself in other people's situation, you put yourself in other people's shoes, you're going to realize that you would have done the exact same thing that they did, because you would have been them. But something we can all learn from. I'm glad this situation happened. That's my final word. I'm glad it happened. I'm glad everything happens. It all has to happen, because this is how we get places in life. This is life. This is life. You can't invalidate things and say, oh, I wish that didn't happen. That would just be invalidating life. So validate every situation, validate every circumstance, everything that happens, by just being happy that it happened, being glad that it happened, and do your job and learn from it. Learn from the situation. What did you learn from it? I hope you got something from this Q&A. Catch you guys later. Peace from Bangkok, Thailand. Check out this $30 room. Thanks for watching. Made this video on my iPhone. It's a bit sketchy, but if you have any questions, post a comment down below and I'll get to it next video. Adios. Have a good night.